What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Eric Wilson. Today, joined by my co-host, Colin Alcabes. Yesterday, we were very excited for the start of the Rangers season, and that excitement lasted approximately 2.5 hours because in the season opener against the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Rangers ended up getting shut out, couldn't score a single goal in Game 1 out of 82, and boy, was that game pretty embarrassing to watch, as a Rangers fan. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a game breakdown, giving our thoughts on how the Rangers played and our overall analysis of where we should move forward from here. So we're going to get right on into that. But before we do, make sure you guys like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss notification. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Fireside Rangers. And of course, however you felt about this game, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. New year, same Rangers. Colin, how you doing today, my friend?
I don't like this New Year, same Rangers crap. We're one game in. I think we'll be fine. I do have some things I want to air out that I'm not pleased with, but we'll start with the positives. There's two things that I do want to mention before we really get into it. I want to give a shout out to two things. One, I know Alexi Lafreniere was a big part of that goal, the first goal of the game winner. That was tough. You cannot leave your guy behind you. But he's shooting the puck. 6 shots on goal. It's promising. Same with Mika. 7 shots on goal. If you want to see these guys get back to form, you want to see Mika get back to a 30-goal scorer, and you want to see Loft take that next step, it's all based on shots. And I think that the underlying stats that I was looking at were saying that Mika did a really good job of driving individual offense, which makes sense because his 2 line mates stunk last night. And I know people were not happy with the skating, but we'll get into that as the episode goes on. But yeah, I'm happy to see these guys shooting. If you want to see both of them kind of get back to form and take that next step, shots, and create as much offense as possible. So I did like that out of the two of them. And Noah Laba was also phenomenal.
Yeah. I'll jump in. Honestly, I was just kidding with the whole New Year, same Rangers. I understand it's one game.
A lot of people have been saying it. Vigna was texting me about it nonstop. I had to mute him. But I've seen it in the comments on many Instagrams. I've seen it all over Twitter. I'm not jumping into that yet. I'm still pretty confident. We're one game into the season. Last year, we won 6-0 to start the season. And everybody's like, we're going to the Cup. Obviously, that didn't work. So maybe they're trying something different this year and losing the first game.
And then we'll go to the Cup. I get it. I understand reverse psychology from the Rangers. But yeah, no, game 1 out of 82, do not overreact. There's so much more hockey left to be played, especially considering brand new coach. It's your first game ever under your new coach. It's a new system. You have new players who have never been on the team before that are coming in. You had a guy making his NHL debut who has never played in any sort of professional hockey. Well, like AHL, of course, but NHL, I mean. We're a little rusty, it's the first game of the season. They're going to figure it out. And you also need to consider you had JT Miller and Artemi Panarin in the lineup. Neither of them played a single preseason game. So you're looking at your 2 star forwards who are really rusty because they didn't even have 2 or 3 games to warm up, at least in the preseason. So we're going to get there. We're going to dust this off. I'm not overreacting at all. I think the Rangers are going to be just fine. It might just take a little bit of time to get back into the grind. Hopefully not too long because, as we know, 82 games is a lot, but these early games are crucial, right? If we're in the late season and it's coming down to a wild card race, we're trying to win the division, even if we're really that good, and it's coming down to 2 or 3 points, these early games are going to make a difference. I hate when people always say like, "Oh, it's just the regular season. Oh, it's only October." It's all important, and that it all comes down to where you finish in the standings at the end of the season in March, and it all starts here. So don't overreact. As far as positives, I think you made a good point to mention Lafreniere, especially Zibanejad shooting again. But the negatives, I'm gonna have to get right into that. What did I say in the live stream last night? If the Rangers want to come out and beat the Penguins, they needed to outspeed them, outskate them, and outhit them. Why were we skating like we had cinder blocks tied to our skates? I don't get it. We have like such a young team. I get it. There's some old heads on the team, right? We have Jonathan Quick didn't play, but I said that last night. Obviously, JT Miller, Panarin, Zibanejad, they're in their 30s. But there's no reason why the younger players on this team, especially Will Cooley, should be looking the way they did. Will Cooley did not look good.
Nope.
And I've said it before on the podcast this past offseason. Looking towards this year, Will Cooley was my most anticipated player to watch because I was so ready to see all the amazing things he was going to do. He's got to be better. I will say I was very, very disappointed in him.
Whole team has to be better. I think that should be the mantra going forward right now. It's not no BS. It's play like you want to be there. Nobody was skating very well. JT Miller said that, the injury that he had coming back from that, he felt a little slow, and that's to be expected. You also have to remember that some of these guys haven't played together since last season. I don't think Panarin played at all in the preseason. Miller played in one game. So you have players who haven't played with each other just yet. I know they practice, but this ain't practice. So, I think that's part of it. Obviously, everybody's kind of trying to gel. But yeah, Cooley, Miller didn't look great. I know people were not happy with Zibanejad's effort. I thought he played pretty well. I didn't get to watch the whole game. I did have a hockey game, so in between shifts, I was watching on my phone. Between that and the Yankees game that I was also watching, shout out Yankees. But I thought he looked good in creating offense on his own at times. I thought he had that chance that just got sticked away by a good play by the defenseman that could have tied this game up. It's the same things, though. You look at the second line, all of them are -3. Trocheck, Panarin, and Lafreniere. And obviously, there's 2 empty netters. You're trying to get your best players out there, trying to tie that game up late. So that's to be expected. But that whole game starts with a breakdown in your own zone off a faceoff that, Trocheck might have gotten beat a little bit. Malkin goes in there, makes a good play, and gets to Brazo. But Brazo's out in front alone. There's not anybody even close to him. So, it's on Lafreniere. It's on whoever the defenseman was at the time, on both of them to not vacate the net front. In any situation. It happened a couple times. It wasn't just that one. They had one where Shesterkin got it with the tip of his glove and it hit off the post. They just got to be careful that they're marking up that man in front. They're not getting caught chasing behind the net or chasing to the corner, and that they're communicating. So that was frustrating. I know in the first period and for most of the second, it was just, I felt like the effort wasn't there. I didn't think that we were being outplayed. For a lot of that game, I felt like it was relatively even, but we shouldn't be even with a team like the Penguins. I know that they are still a good team and they are full of NHL caliber players, obviously. But this is a team that, for the most part, through most things I've seen, are expecting to miss the playoffs. And like I said, I get it's game 1, but you got to put your best foot forward in that first game. I thought Labo was phenomenal. I thought his skating and his forecheck were great. I thought Sheary had a couple really good defensive plays in his zone. His back check was very, very good. I thought the fourth line was atrocious. Absolutely awful. Edstrom, Carrick, and Rempe. I don't think you can put Rempe out there, and they're saying that he's going to be in the lineup for Buffalo. I don't understand it, but whatever. They got outshot 6-1 in the limited time they were on the ice. They were out there for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and 9 minutes. So around 9.5 minutes, 9 minutes is the average. And they got outshot 6-1. That's just not, you can't do that. You simply can't. I think Carrick had a little bit more ice time because he was on the penalty kill. So that's probably what's adjusting those numbers. So I'll say 9 minutes, yeah. Were the other two. And the fact that they're getting outworked constantly is just screams why we need Berard and his speed. But that's a conversation for another episode. I thought Shesterkin played phenomenally. I thought he played very well, considering there was 4 shots in the first period right in the net basically in the crease. I thought Gavrikov was really shaky in this first game. Vakanainen, I don't want him in the lineup at all. Fox was shaky. It was just a rough game all around.
You mentioned being outworked. The one thing that I did see that felt just like last year is look at the way the game went down, right? You're entering the third period down 1-0. You're most certainly still in this game. 1 goal and it's tied. How did it end up where the third period shots ended up being 15-5 in favor of the Penguins? 5 shots on net in the third period while your opponent's scoring 3 times that. That's not showing me that you really want to try to win. What I watched was a team that was dumping the puck into the zone and then not even going after it. And if they did go after it, it was a very, very poor attempt at it. So we got outworked, outskated, outshot, and outscored. Not the way you want to start a season. Hopefully we're right that this is just first game jitters and we're just figuring out a new system.
I also want to say, shout out. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this. I didn't think Susie played the worst game. I thought Borgen played a great game all the way around. Defense-wise, the underlying metrics were phenomenal. Offense-wise, obviously, it doesn't create a lot of offense, but it was good. Both things were on the positive side of the spectrum. So I thought they played pretty well, all things considered. I know people are going to point to one play where Susie was out there with Fox and the puck went behind the net. But it's actually Miller's guy gets lost in front and ends up leading to a high-quality scoring chance. I think the one I'm talking about is the one off the glove, actually, that I was referencing before. But Miller's late to his guy because Susie's out on the boards. I know it's a hustle play along the boards that initiates that whole thing. But if everybody covers their man, it doesn't matter. So I think that was also worth mentioning. I thought Taylor Radish was totally invisible out there. Not even noticeable, recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot that he was out there actually until I'm looking at the things now because that's how invisible he was to me, where he didn't make a positive impact or a negative impact. He was just kind of getting cardio. So that's tough.
And look at it this way, though. The last thing I'll say before wrapping it up, at face value, a 3-0 loss looks pretty bad. But remember, 2 of those goals were empty netters.
Yeah, it's really a 1-0 game.
It was really a 1-0 game, right? And the defense itself truly only caused 1 goal, right? And so I think that the defense didn't look great. I'm not trying to say that, but let's not act like the defense was completely atrocious last night either. They really boiled down to the efforts of the offense causing us problems.
There's no zone time. No zone time. Yeah. I felt like there was little to no offensive zone time, and it's tough when you're playing the whole game from your zone.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll turn it around. The Rangers do play tomorrow night against Buffalo. Hopefully we can come in hot and get right back at 1-1, and then maybe start a little win streak, and we can forget this loss ever happened.
And you could post that win video.
I can. I still have it. And I also have all the goal posts that I made. That was the ultimate jinx when I made a graphic for every single player, so we'd be ready for whoever scored. Yeah. And then nobody scored. So that might be my bad, boys. I'm sorry. But anyways, we'll be back to talk about the Rangers soon. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell so to miss notification. As once again, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Fireside Rangers. But see y'all soon. Have a good one, and let's go Rangers.